Hello and happy gaming, everyone. This is Dark Sage Walker, and remember when Fallout 76 first came out? I sure don't. I've been trying to forget about that game's existence ever since it became a thing. But some people are out there still playing it, to which I say, if that's what you want, good for you. I'm not big into the survival game scene, and honestly, I don't see why Fallout should be. It's well past time for that. For that, that ship sailed years ago. But that's what they want to do. Hey, good for them. But I am going to say that, if you're going to do the survival game thing, you should do it right. And that's where Fallout 76 is. Well, they certainly didn't hit the ground running, I'll tell you that much. Winning multiple Worst Game of the Year awards last year and coming across some backlash for any number of reasons due to poor optimization, frame rate problems, bugginess. It was very clear when the game released that it needed a little bit more time in the oven. Time in which, Bethesda wasn't willing to give it because they need their money now. That's the important part. Hey, we don't need to worry about optimization or making sure the game runs properly. Just give us that money. And it's kind of slowly been becoming that through and through with Fallout 76. It wasn't that long ago that they introduced the repair kits and the scrap kits, which, although weren't exactly what one would call pay to win necessarily, they still had an effect on gameplay, which flies directly in the face of what Pete Hines himself said when asked about how the microtransactions would work and whether or not you'd be able to buy gameplay advantages, and he specifically said through Twitter, no, cosmetic only. Yeah, so how's that cosmetic only thing coming along for you? Honestly, don't see that really working out. It would have if you had done it, but that's not what you did. And you're basically just using up whatever goodwill you have left to make a quick buck with Fallout 76. Seriously, what is it with modern game companies and these stupid live service games? They're not necessarily better games. It's certainly not what, the publishers would have you believe that this is what everyone wants. No, this is strictly about give me my money. They're all online only, riddled with microtransactions up the bum. It's just terrible. And the only two live services that I think are even worth checking out are actually Splatoon 2 and Mario Tennis Aces. To be fair, there's paid DLC in Splatoon 2, and even though I haven't fired up Mario Tennis Aces in a while, you're not being pushed into buying all the new characters, they just get released. And if you want the characters a little early, hey, there's this little thing you can do called playing the game. Remember when that's all you needed to do to earn things is just play the game? Now, I'm getting a little off track here, but the point is, it used to be possible to get all of these things just strictly through gameplay, and I see no problem with that. I'd like to know that the effort and the care that I put into what I'm doing is being rewarded. Nowadays, all the effort, all the time, all of the practice that you put into these games is being rewarded with longer and longer grinds and more tedium until eventually it breaks down your psychological walls and you say, fuck it, I'm just going to spend the money. And that's exactly what they want. They want to break down your psychological walls, they want to make you spend the money, and what they're really looking to make you spend money on are things that more or less offer convenience. These things that don't actually make you win at the game, they just make things more convenient. I mean, that's exactly what the scrap kits and the repair kits are. Though, arguably, you could say that the repair kits offer a bit of a competitive advantage, since, as broken as the PvP is in Fallout 76, if you have a repair kit on you and your opponent doesn't, let's say that whatever fight you get into gets prolonged for any amount of time. You can just repair kit up your weapon and go, ha 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 ha, now my weapon gets its full damage modifier. and yours doesn't. Oh, that's a shame. Win. And as I said, it's a bit of a stretch of an argument, but the argument is there. Regardless of anything else, the repair kits and the scrap kits definitely were not cosmetic additions to the game. But some of the additions that were made to the game just recently over the last few days are apparently even worse. We now have 2 new items in the cosmetic shop, a refrigerator that slows down the decomposition of food, and a robot that collects crap. Now, the robot apparently is very slow at collecting things, but once again, just a little bit of a convenience and a bit of a gameplay advantage for those who are still playing 76. I don't know why you would be. There's excellent options out there like Dicey Dungeons and Children of Morta you could be playing, but I digress. Now, the refrigerator is sort of an interesting one because there was I want to say it was a player on Reddit who actually suggested adding a refrigerator to the game so their food doesn't spoil as quickly. Now, I'm pretty sure they didn't necessarily mean for it to be put up on sale in the Atomic Shop, but I mean, to be fair, they might have said that. And, you know, Bethesda, never being the ones to shy away from money, were pretty quick to be like, oh, yeah, we'll do that. We'll definitely put this in the Atomic Shop. Now, the first point of contention that I have, sorry about that, I'm still kind of waking up. The first point of contention is that the 2 items combined cost about $12. It's $700 for the refrigerator, and $500 for the Collectron. That equals $12, which is all well and good, I mean, unless you care about your economy. And at which point you understand that the smallest increments you can buy points in is 500, which means that at its absolute lowest, you have to spend $15 on it unless you have some points saved up. Not exactly the greatest look, and again, that's what they want. They want it to be like, oh, you want both of these items? Okay, that'll be 1,200 points. But I can't just buy 1,200 points. Oh, guess you better buy 3 packs of 500 then. They don't care. They're not in this for any sort of consumer benefit. They're in it for themselves. And I get it. Companies need to make money, but you can make money without it being at the detriment of your consumer base. Seriously, you can just make a video game and sell a video game. Not that hard. That's what you did with Fallout 3. And admittedly, Fallout 3 had its problems, but I would still sing the praises of that game up on the mountaintops. Fallout 4, not so much, and this game, whew, if I was singing the praises of Fallout 3 from the mountaintops, Fallout 76 is like the dirty water that collects in the valley. But, metaphor aside, another point that is drawing some ire about the new items in the Atomic Shop is that the Collectron was actually supposed to be in the game at the first place. Or in the first place, I apologize. This is according to, a Reddit user. I don't know how to pronounce that name. I'm just going to say Armadillo. I apologize. But it was in the official Fallout 76 camp trailer that was released back in June 2018. You can clearly see a picture of the housing model that the Collectron stays in. And it was something that was even in the Prima strategy guide, which who still buys strategy guides in this day and age? But nonetheless, it's there. And it even lists what type of object it is, the components needed to make it. It's clearly the Collectron, and it was supposed to be a part of the game from launch, but surprise, surprise, they stripped it out of the game and are reselling it to you for $5. Really? Really, guys? This is what you feel you need to do to make money. This is the way that you want to gouge your consumer base. It's absolutely sad. Absolutely unfucking believable that this is what you guys want to do. And it's particularly egregious just seeing how far Bethesda has fallen. There are people out there that make time in their busy schedules to jump all over a Bethesda RPG to go, I'm gonna sit down, I'm gonna explore, and I'm gonna have a grand old time. Because it's Bethesda, and they make gold. Well, I'm sorry, but Bethesda ain't making gold no more. At best, you're getting lead. And lead ain't never been gold. I'm just saying, if anyone who's still playing Fallout 76, just stop. Seriously, for purposes of, your sanity and your health and your financial freedom, just stop. All of these live service games are terrible, but Fallout 76 deserves special mention because this is coming from a company that used to care about gameplay, that used to care about substance. I keep thinking back to when Todd Howard himself said that 16 times the detail bit, as you look at the game and the entire game is just destabilizing around you and just melting down into hot molten slag in a digital sense. And you're going, so this is what 16 times the detail affords, huh? This is what this is all about. Okay. Good job, Todd. You really won people over with that one. So, yeah, Fallout 76 is now in an even worse place than before. I'm honestly surprised there are still players out there to report these things, but regardless, if it's your thing, more power to you, but give Bethesda that pushback. Let them know that you don't appreciate this. The cynical part of me says that it's not going to make a difference, but the realist in me is saying, hey, if you keep pushing back on this, you keep letting them know that this kind of crap isn't okay, especially in a full-price game where you're still expecting us to spend more money afterwards, maybe give us something that's worth the value. Maybe give us something that isn't a complete piece of crap that you cut out of the original game and then sold back to us because you think we're all idiots. But that's it for right now. I'm still honestly surprised that Fallout 76 is still a thing, but for those of you who are still playing it, don't give them the satisfaction. And for those of you looking for something else to play, Dicey Dungeons, Children of Morta, Astral Chain, and Daemon X Machina just came out. There's all sorts of things out there that are far more deserving of your time than this piece of crap shill. Anyway, that's all for me. Thank you very much for watching. If you like what you saw, subscribe to the channel to see more in the future. Drop likes, leave comments, do all that fun stuff for me. And I will be seeing you. This is Dark Sage Walker. Peace.